The South Today bulletin, proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Tonight on the South Today, a prominent blue politician is making his way to Queenstown, setting his sights on tourism policies. Juices are flowing in Dunedin as an entrepreneurial high school student combines her culture with business. And a new poetry book has been published in Southland, and it's written entirely by primary school pupils. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Simon Henderson. A political figure made his way to Queenstown today, talking to the locals for a last-minute push before elections. National Party leader Christopher Luxon enjoyed a day out in the resort town, promising new policies to help the tourism sector in the area.
National Party leader Christopher Luxon is looking to make a splash in Queenstown, announcing his party's new policies to boost the tourism sector. He's proposed multiple strategies National believe will enhance tourism in the short term, such as installing e-bike chargers on cycled trails. A $5 million investment over 4 years into promoting regional events is also in his plans, along with extending the working visa age to 35 and allow people to apply for multiple visas.
So we will firstly lift the upper age to apply for a working holiday visa in New Zealand from 30 to 35 for all eligible countries, and we will allow them to apply for a second or a third holiday visa if they work in areas of shortages like tourism.
Luxon also addressed the current housing struggle for migrant workers in the resort town, stating that his party will be asking local councils to consent 30 years of housing growth.
And we're going to ask every council in the country to consent 30 years of housing growth tomorrow. And that means that it's very clear about where development is going to take place and actually the land is available. But at the moment the council's not helping the issue by not actually consenting land to actually add and build houses into Queenstown.
After announcing his policies, Luxon made a stop at the Soda Bar and Restaurant for a Chamber of Commerce lunch, taking the time to talk to local business owners.
And I'm pretty amped about it and fired up and ready to go on October the 15th, and I hope to do that in partnership with many of you here in this room. And with that, happy to take any questions.
Continuing his Queenstown trip, Luxon took a break from politics to pursue a new career, serving up some award-winning ice cream at Patagonia. He also took a ride in the world-famous K-Jet boat, finishing off his trip a little damp but with a grin on his face. In Queenstown, the South Today.
Shocking footage has emerged of some reckless driving in Dunedin, with a vehicle seen weaving across winding roads between Aramoana and Port Chalmers. The video shared to social media on Wednesday shows a camper van dangerously crossing the centre line into blind corners on Aramoana Road. Police believe someone could have easily been seriously hurt driving such a large vehicle on the wrong side of the road, but say they weren't contacted regarding the incident. More than 70 people have commented on the video, calling out the driver's behaviour, and police are encouraging members of the public to contact them immediately if they see any similar dangerous driving in the future. As spring arrives in Dunedin, so does Tongan Language Week, with one young entrepreneur getting the juices flowing in celebration. The Otago girls' high school student has decided to mix her culture with business, bringing a slice of the tropics down south.
Full of fresh, tropical fruit, this traditional Tongan drink is a long way from home. Otago Girls High School student Mariah Tongapo is combining her Pacific heritage with a business studies project, bringing Tonga's Otai juice more than 3,000 kilometres south. This traditional mango drink is a staple in Tongan cuisine, something Tongapo is keen to share with Dunedin through her business, Miai Minaya.
A lot of my inspiration came from my family. My family had a small business in Tonga, so a lot of my inspiration came from them, and just sharing and embracing my culture with my peers. I just thought, it's it's pretty cool. So
The 17-year-old is taking part in the Young Enterprise Scheme, a program encouraging high school students into running their own business. And Tonga Po isn't just selling the tropical beverage at school, she's collaborated with the popular Dunedin eatery, the Bowling Club, who provide cheap meals to the community.
The girls' idea has been fantastic, and they really bring this kind of service to all they do with bringing their food and just their culture into their business, which is just fantastic, you know. And I think it's really important in the way we do business, is we're not leaving our culture behind.
200 cups of Otai juice were on offer for her product's debut on Thursday, with people lining up eager to treat themselves to a taste of Tonga. In Dunedin, the South Today.
The red carpets rolled out in Invercargill yesterday as a Hollywood A-lister stopped off for a taste of some southern sushi.
Baywatch actor David Hasselhoff visited Invercargill's Queen's Park on Wednesday, filming a segment with Kiwi comedian Rhys Darby for an upcoming travel series. Great South Tourism organised the event with the famous pair, setting up a cheese roll tasting competition with the pair judging who made the best Southland snack. 4 local cafes got to present the two with their homemade cheese rolls, one owner even going the extra mile, coming to the judges dressed to impress. The duo insist all 4 cafes produced high-quality cheese rolls, but Hasselhoff picked Brood as his winner, while Darby admits the batch's dress-up gimmick won his vote. The Hoff also took time to greet fans and snap photos with locals who caught wind of their appearance down south, with one woman managing to sneak a pic on the actor's cheek. Organisers were excited to have the famous pair taste some southern sushi in the park, hoping the travel series segment will shine a light on what Southland has to offer. In Invercargill, the South Today.
Some Southland pupils have been putting pen to paper, challenging themselves to scribble down a rhyme or two. The budding young poets have had their handiwork put to print in a specially published book written entirely by themselves.
Checking out the fruits of their labour after their hard work was published into a book. A creative assignment at Edendale School had pupils busy writing a picture book about their furry best friends, titled Pets Anthology. Principal David McKenzie set the challenge for the children, letting their creative flares fly, writing poems and drawing pictures of their pets.
And so the children volunteered their poems and their pictures, and then myself and Mrs. Coyle, the deputy principal, put them together into this book, and we got it published. Isn't that fantastic?
There are around 25 poems and illustrations in the book, with Mackenzie hoping the project ignites something inside the children, following the school's motto, where our dreams begin.
And doing something like this may just be that spark for somebody to go, I could do this, I could be an author or an illustrator, and we like to have fun, integrated things, and this is reading, it's writing, and it's artwork all in one.
He says it gives the budding poets an authentic experience of writing and publishing, with a copy of Pets Anthology set to make its way into each classroom, as well as the local Wyndham Library. In Edendale, the South Today.
E whai ake still to come on the South Today, a Christchurch grandmother has been throwing some tin at the gym, and a cultural dance piece is ready to hit the stage in Dunedin.
Here at Age Concern Otago, we offer a range of services to support Otago seniors to age well with dignity and independence. We provide social work support, visiting service, health promotion and social activities. Check out what we have on offer at ageconcernotago.com.
A poorly maintained heat pump can lose up to 35% of its output. The Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner team are experts. Their specially developed chemical wash is totally biodegradable. Call Mr. Heat Pump Cleaner and get the job done by the professionals.
Aero, used by Australia's top bowlers with their unique Z-scoop grip that redefines the game. Machined with robotics for unparalleled accuracy, Aero, same line, every time.
Welcome back. A 94-year-old Christchurch grandmother is tearing it up at her local gym, showing the younger members that age is just a number. Mavis Mannell is a self-confessed gym junkie that just loves exercise, forging a number of friendships and connections through her passion found late in life.
Don't mess with Mavis. This remarkable 94-year-old grandmother is showing younger gym members how it's done. The former dressmaker has always lived an active lifestyle, playing basketball and going swimming in her younger years, but now she is a self-proclaimed gym junkie.
Anybody can do it if they've got the will, the power of positive thinking, you see. Yeah, that's how I was brought up. My mother used to say, don't tell me you can't do it, just get on and do it.
Around 20 years ago, Mavis decided to join the gym, falling in love with it very quickly and hasn't looked back since. Despite her impressive fitness journey and can-do attitude, there's still one exercise that Mavis admits she loathes: the box.
You put the weights in the box and then you push it up and down. I do it 8 times. And you've got the box, the grab of the carpet. Nobody likes doing the box.
Ignite Fitness gym manager Eddie Kerrigan says her exercises are thoughtfully planned out to make sure she's able to do them safely at her age. He believes she is an inspiration for the other gym members, always pushing herself to the absolute limit during her sessions.
She's just full of beans and everyone just loves her, and she just wants to do everything that everyone else is doing. She doesn't want to get anything easy. She wants to do all the hard ones.
The 94-year-old gym junkie doesn't plan on stopping anytime soon, but admits she may have to slow down once she becomes a centenarian. In Christchurch, the South Today.
A performance piece shaped by workshops with Dunedin's South Asian community is getting ready to hit centre stage. The challenges of migrant communities will be expressed in fabric and dance, aiming to bring people together through art. Messages in Motion, a performance piece, highlights migrant experience. Titiksha Endurance of Suffering is a collaborative project by Dunedin visual artist Arti Kushwaha and dancer Sarupa Pramila Uni. Kushwaha says the project highlights the benefits of inclusion.
I think Dunedin community is creatively massive. I mean, their vision and views are so massive, and it's vast. So I think this integration is needed, especially in the contemporary context, because I am always fascinated by integration, because my previous projects is always integrations of textile art and performing arts.
Performer Aruzu Rafi says living in Christchurch at the time of the mosque terrorist attacks shaped her experience.
The person that attacked the mosques were mainly after the hijabis who wear the scarves around their head, and so they just scared majority of the Muslims around in the community.
Titiksha Endurance of Suffering will be performed on Sunday at Tuetu Otago Settlers Museum in Dunedin, the South Today. Now recapping tonight's top stories on the South Today. Queenstown had a visit from Nationals Christopher Luxon today as he makes a final bid before elections. Young entrepreneur Mariah Tongapau has been bringing a taste of Tonga down south for a business studies project. And Edendale school pupils have put their creative hats on, writing and illustrating a new published poetry book about their furry friends. Now, look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT with Associate Editor Mike Houlihan. Welcome.
Evening, Simon. Well, we're following up Mr. Luxon's visit to Queenstown today, where he wanted his big thing to be an announcement about tourism policy, but the local mayor took exception to his comments on housing, so there's a little bit of controversy attached to the visit there. We've also got the latest in our ongoing series on homelessness in the south. The Dunedin City Council is going to meet next week to discuss the issue. Now, they're not the lead agency on trying to sort out homelessness, but they will be part of the various organisations trying to come up with a solution. And also, you may have heard tell there's a certain World Cup starting in a couple of days' time or so over in France. We've got extensive coverage of the Rugby World Cup, including a 96-page lift-out, and our own sports team have got their own coverage in the weekly sports tabloid as well.
That's a 96-page lift-out, did you say? My goodness.
I think we've been translated down to 64, but it was 96 to start with, so yeah. Big anyway. Lots of coverage for every rugby fan.
Lots of coverage. Thank you very much for that.
Okay.
Time now for a look at tomorrow's weather.
The South Today weather, proudly brought to you by MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.
Looking at the situation, there's a warm Saturday ahead with increasing northwesterly airflow. Sunday will see cooler weather with some showers. Heading to the top of the South Island, Nelson is looking fine with light winds, a high of 18 degrees. Greymouth also fine with light winds and 16 degrees. Christchurch will see moderate northeasterlies, fine and 16. Travelling to South Canterbury and North Otago, a high of 16 across the board, fine with moderate northeasterlies for Ashburton and Oramuru, light easterlies and fine for Timaru. Heading westwards to the Central Lakes. Light northerlies and fine across Wanaka, Queenstown and Alexandra, a high of 18 for Wanaka and Alexandra, a degree cooler for Queenstown on 17. Heading further south. Balclutha and Gore is looking fine with moderate northwesterlies and a high of 17. The Catlins also looking fine with moderate northeasterlies, 16 degrees. Across to the deep south, Invercargill is fine and cool tonight, a low of 5. Tomorrow looks fine and sunny with some high cloud later on, with milder northwesterly winds developing. Saturday sees cloud increasing and mild northwesterlies, some rain developing late in the day. Finally, heading to Dunedin. A fine and cool night tonight with a low of 3 degrees. Tomorrow and Saturday is mostly fine and sunny. Light winds at first, but some moderate northeasterlies much of the day. Tomorrow sees a high of 16. Saturday has a high of 17. And that's the news this Thursday. For the latest news and videos from the southern region, head online to odt.co.nz. You can follow Channel 39 on YouTube to catch our news bulletins on demand. You can find us on Facebook, just search for The South Today NZ to see our favourite stories from around the regions. The team will be back again tomorrow. Ka kite a popo.
Public interest journalism funded through New Zealand On Air.
The South Today Bulletin proudly brought to you in association with MoleMap, the skin cancer detection specialists.